respect, huh? Okay.
Yeah, one American.
Okay, so it's a little bit difficult to change it. So winter wheat is one of the most important things, and we are a chemical company, and we have many products in our winter wheat, and so I would like to show you something about the products in this winter wheat. So we have many systems to control our diseases. Each farmer here in Germany is very good educated, and farmers use the internet to have systems to for forecasting systems to look up the risk of some diseases. You have do you know a ProPlant?
Yes.
Such systems, and ProPlant. In ProPlant, the farmer can look up the rainfall, and he can look up the average temperature, and he knows his diseases, and so he can he has a risk of disease coming or disease not coming. And another system you can forecast our diseases is a Septoria timer. Do you know a Septoria timer? It's a little box. The box is standing in the middle of your field, and it is a little sensor is on the leaves of the wheat, and he check the wetness of the leaves. And Septoria is a pathogen which like to come on leaves which are very wet, and in combination with nice temperatures, you have the disease in your field, and so it's a good forecast prognosis system for our farmers to imagine the risk of the disease. One of the most important things in this year was the yellow rust. I think you know it. Yellow rust was a couple of years ago not such an important disease, but 2 or 3 years ago it exploded, and we have a huge amount of yellow rust in Germany. Another disease is the Septoria, I told you, and another important thing this year was Fusarium. In the ear, and we had in Germany heavy rainfalls about the spring period, and the rainfalls haben die Landwirte daran gehindert. Was heißt das? The farmers couldn't spray against Fusarium at the special date. You have to do it, and the Fusarium pathogen comes into the wheat, and Fusarium is a pathogen who builds mycotoxine. Mycotoxine is a poison. You can't feed it to animals because of the poison, and so we have a huge problem now in our winter wheat of mycotoxine. Yeah. Then I would like to show you some of our field plots that you can compare some products and some dates. And here is winter wheat. In our region, if you do nothing, and the average yield is about 10 tons, I told you, this is about a yield of about 5 tons. If you don't do nothing. It shouldn't mean that our farmers spray only for spraying because it's so funny. They spray if it's necessary to spray. They looked it up and calculate the risk, and if it's not necessary, they don't do nothing. Yeah? I think it's in your countries the same. So this is winter wheat with nothing on it, and then our farmers are very good educated, and they know some classical dates for spraying their crops, and this is the first classical date to spray their crops if the crop is very tiny, and if it's necessary, they do for example such a product, and if it's not necessary, they do nothing. Yes. Compared with this field plot, this is a field plot sprayed in the middle of the of the plants, not at this date, but in the middle. The plant is such it's like this, and if you compare it to each other, both plots are not very good. And here it's in the middle, here it's at the beginning, and this plot shows you spraying at the end in the flower of the winter wheat. Yeah, and if you compare it, you see a difference. This is greener like this. It's all wrong because our products, our good products, have haben eine Wirkung. Was ist denn unsere Dame? Haben eine Wirkung.
Specific date.
What is this?
Restrictions?
Positive effect.
Yeah, has a positive effect of about 3 weeks, and after this 3 weeks, the positive effect is gone, and you have to do the next spray if it's necessary. Yeah, and so the best thing our farmers in Germany in this Rhineland area has to do is the last field plot. Here the plot is sprayed 3 times at our 3 classical dates, in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. And if you compare it to the other field plots, you can see it's much more greener than the other 3. Yeah, and so you can have a yield of about 10 tons or even much higher.
And this stage, you would like to have the flag leaf still green.
Yes, the flag leaf is the most important leaf to get a high yield.
High yield and photosynthesis.
Yes, and if you look up the ear, I can show you something. 1 minute. And this is the huge problem we have here in Germany. Do you see the little red corns here? This is Fusarium. And here comes mycotoxin, and the mycotoxin is very poison, and you can feed it animals, or it's even poison for humans. Yeah. The red things here.
Yeah, the red.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this what is this?
This is we are. I think.
What is the cause of this mycotoxin? What is the cause?
This is Fusarium.
Fungus.
The fungus. Yeah.
And what is the cause? Major cause?
The major cause. Fusarium is weather. Oh, the weather. Yeah.
Due to weather.
Yeah. You can control it. You have different types of winter wheat, different varieties, and each variety is a little bit different in Fusarium than the other. And you can control it if you with your working on your soil to plow, the plowing. Plowing, yeah. Plowing is reducing the risk of Fusarium. The variety is very important, and the fruit before the winter wheat. If the fruit before winter wheat is maize or corn, you call it corn. It's also a high risk to get Fusarium.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have no maize and you plow, and you have a variety with a low risk, your risk is it's very low to get it. But
if you plow,
if you plow, your risk is much lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
Of course, since it's Fusarium lies in the residues of.
And you have to spray against a Fusarium at the flower of the winter wheat, and the big amount of rain this year, the farmers couldn't take this date, and so we have Fusarium here in Germany as a huge problem.
And what does it mean for selling this things? Can you use it or not? Or can you control how much of this mycotoxin is
You have no you can control it with the things I told you, but you have no really influence if the weather is very bad. Yeah, you can
But
spray,
if you have it, it's you cannot.
but you don't have. Yeah?
So what do you think these spots are?
These spots.
Yeah, these yellow.
I think it's yellow rust was a problem.
Yeah.
And if there's yellow rust and you spray it, the yellow rust is dead. But the yellow rust makes such lesions on the leaves, and it doesn't get green anymore.
Yeah.
The plant must grow, and the plant must build new leaves, and these leaves are green.
Yeah.
But the old leaves, which yellow rust on it, won't get green anymore.
And those plots were all green.
Yeah. So, but you have, I think the first varieties in winter wheat we harvesting in about 10 to 15 days, and so they change, and the plants change, and this is a variety which is very late. So this variety is not harvesting in the next 2 weeks, and if you look here, the other ones you can harvest in the next 14 days. Yeah. So it change in this system, and it will be yellow in a couple of days. Yeah.
And so has yellow rust